Wind can be cruel to plants. It's a destructive force that we often overlook when planning our gardens. Strong winds can have a devastating effect on flowers, fruit and even pollination. From a human point of view, buffeting winds can impact on our urban lifestyle. So it makes sense to include barriers, which can help to soften or even stop them. Windbreaks are the answer. They can be structural, such as a wall or fence, or they can be natural. That's what we're looking at in this month's SA Life magazine and on the show today. Ways to cleverly use plants to help protect homes and gardens.
This is a great example of a windbreak. It's the variegated Pittosporum, probably planted around 30 or 40 years ago to protect the backyard and the house. The wind absolutely whistles up through this gully and hits the front part of the windbreak, turmoil that side, and on the other side, it's quite calm.
Because cleared land is particularly susceptible to wind erosion, plantings like this really help to slow things down and minimise damage. Windbreaks can also do double duty as paddock dividers and screens. They can be practical and even provide a fabulous focal point for your garden.
While many windbreaks are not hedges, most hedges make good windbreaks.
In fact, conifers make brilliant windbreaks because they resist strong winds by absorbing rather than deflecting them.
Our very own native plants make fabulous windbreaks, and here at the Australian Arid Lands Botanic Garden, they've used them to great advantage to protect these smaller gardens from the prevailing northerly wind. They've used Old Man Emu, which the Atriplex, which is an amazing plant, will grow anywhere. Then they've used this wonderful net plant here, the Calathemnus, and down further they've used some of the acacias. Now, any of these plants could be planted in a whole range of different garden areas, and they've planted them to protect the smaller plants in these display gardens here. And with 2 rows, it's double protection.
Indigenous Australian native plants are generally my plants of choice because they are used to our soil and climatic conditions. But be careful with your selection and always think of the long-term, bigger picture.
This is a great example of a well-designed, natural-looking windbreak. The garden designer has cleverly used low clumping shrubs together with taller plants like the eucalypts. All together, they form not only a visually good-looking screen, but a great windbreak.
In the suburbs, you'll see plenty of examples where people have cleverly planted for protection and privacy. Essentially, this helps to create a microclimate, which in turn gives the gardener more scope.
So if your house and garden is subjected to strong prevailing winds, then a windbreak is the answer. In this month's SA Life magazine, I've selected a few plants that will work for you. Or why not take a photograph of your block and take it into your local nursery? I'm sure they'll be able to help out.